Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be doing a story time about my abortion. So I'm just going to give you a little background real quick. I am 25 years old and I have 3 kids. Sabali, Amari, Nima. Sabali is currently 4 years old. Ari is 3 and Nima is 1. Nima's about to turn 2 in April of this year and Sabali's about to turn 5 in April of this year as well. So I'm married, in the process of getting a divorce. I am married, and my marriage, literally the fucking Holy Ghost went through me like, sis. My marriage was filled with abuse, addiction, and toxicity. So it just wasn't a good situation. So I fell pregnant in August of 2020. And I was pretty conflicted because I've never had an abortion before, but I have 3 kids and it wasn't conducive to me. I know that I couldn't mentally, physically handle another pregnancy, especially while taking care of 3 kids in a toxic marriage. Like, that just wasn't gonna fly. That wasn't gonna work. I was gonna die. Basically, it was my life or theirs. I was, oh my God. So yeah, that wasn't gonna work. So I had to basically, I had to go to my local Planned Parenthood, and when I made the appointment, it was really far out. I don't know why. Maybe they just wanted to make sure that the baby's far enough along or something. I really don't know why. But so I went, and I had to pay like $300 something for my first appointment. I go in and they discuss basically what they're about to do and the options of the type of procedure that you can have. So I go to have my ultrasound done, and they ask if you want to hear the heartbeat, if you want to see, and I said yes. But when she does the ultrasound, she doesn't let me see and she doesn't let me hear, and then she tells me there's 2 babies in there. There's 2 sacs. There's 2 sacs right here. There's 2 sacs and 2 babies. So, and that was on August 5th. So I got pregnant before August, but yeah. So when she told me that, man, I was through. Like, I was really just bawling my eyes out. I was like so upset, but I still wanted to see. So like I saw, and then they have the picture, and they take the picture, and they're like, you can just leave the picture and we'll throw it away for you if you want, or you can take the picture. I took the picture because, I mean, it's like, throwing away the picture isn't going to throw away the issue, But at the end of the day, I still went ahead and set the appointment for the actual procedure to get done because, that's double the reason. Like, I mean, that's just double no. Like, it just, no. So I took my picture, set the appointment, and I chose to have a surgical abortion because I was scared about nausea, because I was horribly nauseous. I was literally tore up. I was tore up from being pregnant. And so I'm like, how can I hold a pill in my mouth and let it completely dissolve without throwing it up? I don't know. And I wanted to just have it done. So I'm like, if I just get the medical procedure done, it'll just be taken out of me. And then there's no way that, nothing else will have to happen. So that is another point. When I became pregnant, I was unable to drink. And so I was having an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, cigarettes, just not taking care of myself, not being the Lily I really am, that God called me to be. So I had to wait for the appointment. It was really far out again. I don't know why. I live in Indiana, and I live in Bloomington. So the city is Indianapolis. And so I had to go to Indy because they had a sooner appointment. So I had to go to Indy. So I go to Indy and I have to pay I think like $400 something. And they give me some, I think I chose to have some narcotic or whatever the fuck they offer. And I took that and I just had to sit and wait until they called me, right? Well, by the time that they called me, the whatever they gave me had completely worn off. Yeah, it's supposed to just like relax you or whatever, but I was anything but relaxed. And when I finally got back there, the procedure, they did the procedure. So I mean, like, I feel like I'm blocking it out right now. I just laid on the bed. Someone was holding my hand and they started doing the suction thingy, and it was excruciatingly painful. Like, it was very, very, very painful. I was sitting there crying. Someone's holding my hand. I'm crying and trying to stay still. It was like it was like a scary movie. It was like, it's like a video. It's like if you were recording me, it would seem like a fake video that they would make to make you try and not get an abortion. It was horrifying. Like, honestly, no, I'm glad I did what I did. But I was going to say, honestly, I wish I would have tried the pill route, but it's done and over with. But yeah, so once I had that done, it was fairly quick, probably quicker than I thought, but I'm in pain on the table. So they did that, and then they have you go sit in a chair, and they give you a heating pad and some water and a little snack, and they have you sit there for like 10 minutes, and then they make sure that you're good, check your pain level, and then they let you go. Well, my pain level was like on 20. Like, it was on 10. No, it was on 20, and it wouldn't stop hurting. And I'm just like, at this point, I was sitting there for like 30 minutes. My kids and husband are out in the car waiting for me. They're waiting for me this whole time. We don't live in Indy. They don't have anywhere to be in Indy. So yeah, like, I mean, they went to go eat and stuff, but like, they're waiting for me. Like, I've been there for hours at that point because I was waiting a long time to be seen in the first place. Like, I don't know why they have an appointment when you have to wait that long, but yeah. So like, they're like, okay, no, we can't let you go because you're not supposed to be in this much pain still. So basically they had to have a nurse person come back and do another ultrasound, and I had a huge blood clot in me. So they had to do another suction, and I was on the stirrups screaming, crying. It was like, that was 20 times worse than the actual abortion. The pain was. So that was like really trippy. And then I had to go sit down, and the pain was alleviated a lot, but they told me to go to the hospital because they're like, with what just happened, you should go to an actual doctor. So I went to the hospital. I really didn't want to, but I went to the hospital, and I sat at the hospital waiting for hours to be seen, just to be told that I probably have some tissue in me still. I don't know why they had me wait that long just to tell me that, and they didn't actually evaluate me. And then like maybe a week later or something, we went to Indy and stayed in a hotel just to kind of like have a little vacation. And I I started to have horrible, uncomfortable cramps. And it was so bad. Like, I was driving for the first time to Indianapolis. I've never drove to Indy. And I was driving for my first time. And like, when we were almost there, my cramps kicked in so bad. I like literally couldn't concentrate. I could barely drive. It was horrifying. When I had woke up early in the morning, when we were at the hotel, and I passed a huge piece of tissue. It was not a blood clot. I know it wasn't a blood clot because I picked it up out of the toilet to make sure, like, because you know, a blood clot is a blood clot. It's a clot of blood. This was tissue. This was tissue. You know, it was a huge piece of tissue. Like, the shit was fucking huge. Excuse my language. The stuff was huge, okay? And I'm just like, oh my God, oh hell no. So I was glad that that was out of me, but I didn't show this picture of them. This was the last picture of them that I got. Look how big they are. But yeah, so yeah, I feel like I don't want to judge myself. I feel like that was such a horrible story time that I just kind of laid it out there. I feel like I could have told it better, but maybe I couldn't have, because I just tried to record this like 10 times. Yeah, so basically that was basically the end of that. But clearly not the end of that. Like, that was like the termination of it. But on, I believe it was October 12th, I had a positive pregnancy test. And you don't get positive pregnancy tests that far after you've had an abortion. Like, I had the abortion, I believe it was in this picture. This was the last ultrasound I had. So, no, I have the abortion, I think it was like 8/24 or something like that. There's no way I would have got a fake positive pregnancy test from that pregnancy. So I definitely I had got pregnant again, basically, and I was like, I almost lost my mind. I almost went freaking crazy because I was being careful. And clearly not careful enough. But so like, basically that was a big turning point, because at that point I ended up splitting from my husband, really. Like, that was that's when I went and filed my divorce. So because when I found out that I was pregnant, you know, the abuse kicked in. So he just, like, you know, he basically put me down, and I snapped. I snapped because having my initial abortion was traumatizing, and then him doing that, it was just like, oh my God, I can't handle this. Like, I honestly wanted to die. So basically I rounded around my mom and my sister, and they supported me, and I sat on the toilet. And I was talking to the baby, put my hand on my stomach, and I'm telling it, you can't be here. You can go. Like, I can't do this. And I don't know, I started my period after that, not right after that, but I started my period after that. And I know that I was pregnant because I had 3 positive pregnancy tests. So it was either a chemical pregnancy or something. It was a pregnancy sent from God to change my situation, because that's exactly what happened through that. My situation changed. And thank God it didn't come to fruition to where I had to have an abortion. But it also put me on a different level on my mindset with my mental powers that God has given me, which is just our power of thought. But, you know, that's pretty deep. That's a whole nother subject. I feel like I want to be all philosophical and leave you guys with a little gem, but I don't really know what to say. All I can say is my story, and got really emotional this morning, and I get emotional a lot when I look at my kids and I see how beautiful they are, how smart they are, how they're prospering. And it's like, I could have been pregnant right now with twins, and then and I could have been seeing them do the same thing. But it's like, it hurts because it's like, I'm in a healthier space now. I'm so much more healthier than I was, and I feel like I can take it on now. But that isn't the life that I want. I don't want to raise 5 kids, you know? But I don't know. Look, let me just say, I don't want to raise 5 kids, but I also am conflicted about what I have done. I don't know. Like, on one hand, I want to say I'm conflicted about what I had to go through to get to the point where I am now. But it's like, I'm no longer that person. I'm not that same Lily. That's not me. Like, I was a different Lily before her, and I'm a different Lily after her. Like, I wasn't so, like, I lowered that was the lowest I've ever been in my life. The lowest I ever been. And it's not the abortion that made me low. It was everything else that made me have to get the abortion, you know. But I'm thankful I'm not where I was anymore. And maybe I am talking to myself like, I can't live in regret and sadness. I think that's a part of why I kept the pictures, because like, I don't want this to be some begrudging thing and to be like a sad thing. Because, like, honestly, like, I don't want to sound like, I don't know. Like, honestly, that was what I needed to get where I am, you know? And I am so happy where I am at this present moment. And me crying and being upset about having to abort my babies, that's something, I'm crying about something that you know, isn't even relevant to me anymore. And that kind of sounds harsh, but like, relevant in the sense that I don't live there anymore. I'm not in the past anymore. I have to live in this present moment, or every affliction is going to bring me down. I have to live in this present moment, and I can bring relativity to this present moment in the sense that in this present moment, I am who I am because I did what I did. Good and bad. Good and bad. And I think that also the abortion can help me to become a better mother, because, you know, I'm always trying to improve, but just to know that, you know, I can be in my feels about having to have had the abortion, but then it's just like, so what are you going to do with the babies you already got, you know? You got to go hard for them. You got to be the best mom you can be for them. Yeah. I don't know. So if you guys would please leave in the comments, if you feel comfortable, any advice for healing and, but healthy healing, because I feel like, is it unhealthy for me to keep these pictures? Is it unhealthy that when I showed you guys that I smile and I feel happy? Like, I feel happy just looking at the pictures, even though, you know, they're gone and they're not here anymore. It's like, they're important. They were a catalyst, you know, and they're always a part of me. So I don't know.